I only rolled nat 20s.
Let's see it.
7.
It looked like a 2. Jake, you need 7
It's gonna be a rough night for you, Kyle.
One of those are mine.
Does anybody know what Tally is?
What?
Tally, the app?
Nope. I keep rolling a 1 on my d4 though.
Ryan, is any of this like sensitive?
Not really. Why?
I was just gonna flip this over.
Oh yeah.
Because the napkin and lid
unbreakable thing.
ain't working.
This lid has been passed down.
Listen,
There's a lot of body works. That bowl is kind of special, but...
Is it? I won't.
It is okay to use.
I need this side.
Hey, leave my water bottle alone, you turd.
You know he's gonna bite it out.
Yeah, he likes water. And bottles.
Bottles are Sal's favorite toy. And sticks. He's a simple dog.
The fuck?
Yo, there's that angle.
Jake, do you have your character created?
Yes.
And what are you?
I'm a monk.
Hot.
I almost
So you already got a new job now?
Yeah.
That's good.
No.
I don't like being in it. But
Oh, hi. They're watching the stream.
they hired me, and then instead of doing what I wanted to do, they had
My
me
friends
help
from
out
California.
like what I was hired to do.
Shared the hotel
Just
room with
inventory.
me. Yes.
The first 3 days.
Hi, guys.
Well, the second 3 days, the second week. So.
The camera's a little wonky.
Is he still not too bad?
I know.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I can.
They say it's much better.
I'm doing what I can, DJ.
Like,
hey, I'm not
there's
the
been
critic.
1 week since inventory.
Gotcha.
When I was like actually trying to
It's
get
low, but
started with
that's just how it's gonna
my
have to
job
be.
role. Feels a little.
Okay.
I liked unemployment when I lined up another job. Because then I could just tick off.
All right. Welcome, gents. So you guys thus far are the new crew. This is the Mir series.
Did you murder the old crew?
No. Not yet. Okay. So.
Ghost. Come here. Come here. Over here. Hey.
So what?
Sorry. Come here.
So has anybody else played 5e?
Oop, no.
Only John. Okay.
Listen to a
Does
lot.
3.5D count?
What?
Does 3.5D count?
Nope.
Have I? Did I do that one time with you?
Yeah.
That I was trying to D&D.
I mean, for extended
He
times.
has his first
I listened to
edition
Critical
book
Role,
somewhere in
does
his
that help?
attic that he's going to dig up for me.
Kind of.
Oh, whoa.
So I'm just gonna go around the table and get everybody's character and like your names and just tell me your class and race. Ryan.
I am Riynor Hollysword. I am a half-elf rogue.
Kyle.
I am Keylen Hollysword, half-elf warlock. Did a twin thing. Yeah.
Suck.
Which one's older in game?
I'm always older.
Jakey, are you still Ben Hur?
No.
Alright.
Rikzu, Rikzu. Last name D. Monk and human.
What's your last name? D&D?
No, TBD.
Oh. That's a weird last name.
You spelled my name right, right?
Yeah.
Human monk.
Yeah,
R-I-Y-N-O-R.
TBD.
N-O-R-D.
TBD.
Get out of here, ghost.
Kearney.
Ghost, come here.
Same character as last time.
I'm gonna take care of
K-
it.
Kylian, yeah, Kylian.
Ghost.
Juarez.
Oh, where's what?
It's a very last name, bitch.
I don't know how to spell it. What's your? Are you still Human Ranger? Is that what you were?
No, I was not a human ranger. I'm trying to find it. Did you do my D&D and Beyond for me? Because I have like a character that's not done.
Yeah. I gave you the character sheet.
Says Ranger is his class.
Ranger, I knew that. I don't know. Race was that like not human.
Oh yeah,
Oh, kalashtar.
kalashtar, yeah.
There we go.
Sweet. You're keeping that.
Yeah, I love that character.
Kalashtar.
Stop.
Ranger.
Hammer time.
John.
My name is Laxmope. Simple Bunch.
You want to spell that? Spell that.
Simple bunch.
Like Lax, L-A-X. Mope as an M-O-P-E. simple bunch exactly how you think it would be spelled.
That's beautiful.
Ghost. Come here.
Classic.
Come here.
I'm a hill dwarf cleric, and I took the Tempest domain.
Oh, good choice.
What?
So you guys do have a cleric. Good.
Tempest domain.
What's your name?
He's not going anywhere.
It's his name.
Randy Marsh.
Are you messing with me? Or?
I'm not messing with you, that's the name.
Stop it.
Dude, you can repeat our other character, other people.
The
Dragonborn. Warlock.
Ignore the dog if he's around, then we'll just kind of go and relax by the front door.
Lok'Tar.
Lok'Tar?
Yeah, with an apostrophe in between. I'm a tortle fighter.
Sweet.
I'm a teenage 5-foot fighter tortle.
Does anyone not have their character sheets ready?
I'm currently creating mine because I forgot to do it. So.
Okay, do you have a blank character sheet?
Yeah, I just don't have the abilities that we did, and
Oh, you're okay.
that's all.
Fine.
But I was looking for the link in Discord. I can't find it. I don't know what room we sent it to me.
That's fine. If you want, you can roll now. I'd recommend it.
Okay.
Roll those 6 times. Drop the lowest die each time.
Do you need paper?
Sure. Am I adding?
Yeah. So drop the lowest die.
That sucked.
You got 2 1s.
Ooh. What are the other 2?
5 and 4. So overall.
Okay, so you got neutral. That's a 10. That's what you're aiming for.
I got 3.
2 1s.
And what else?
A 3 and a 5. So
A 9. Okay, so now you're negative.
I really want to just use the old character picture.
Ooh, 3 4s. And 1.
I got 12. That's good. That's a +1 in your modifier.
That's not bad. 2, 3, 4, 4.
Special what?
Jack on the positive side.
20.
You got 2 1s again. 3 and 5. Oddly enough, it's about the same dice as you're rolling 1s on.
There we go.
6, 4, 5, 1.
So 15. So that's your 6.
Yeah.
So you can put those 6 numbers in any of the fields. Any.
Okay.
When I roll, I got
Each one only once.
Did you re-roll, Ryan?
and 3 12s.
Your stuff? Oh, okay.
Okay. So I had all my notes in my phone, damn it. Okay, so we're just gonna start going down the list. So you guys are all starting level 1. Your HP, do you guys see where your hit die is?
Yep.
On your sheets. So your HP, Kern, you're gonna know this after you put your
Where do you find that?
numbers in.
Mm-hmm.
You have it, Ryan.
Where's my hit die?
I mean, unless I hit it at the
Oh,
top.
that didn't turn out bad.
Rogues, I think, are 1d8.
You can manage HP.
Where?
You have to go back to edit to class and manage HPs at the top. So you can roll it, HP modifier, or just override it.
Well, that's when you level up. When your level 1 stats should all be pretty accurate.
Yeah, rogue is 1d8.
Yeah, okay. So your starting HP is going to be your hit die plus your constitution modifier. So
yours already did.
I have 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you did D&D Beyond, you're already.
Okay, so
yeah, level 1 should be
8 plus 0.
11.
Dude,
Wait, say that again?
you're the tank.
Sorry, Joe. Side question.
11
Are you
17
keeping track
AC.
of like ammunition and like components?
No, I expect you guys to keep track of your ammunition. And then, so like for the rangers...
The campaign does. He doesn't.
Got it.
Yeah.
Campaign does.
Yeah,
Perfect.
so like rangers, they can get half their arrows back after a fight. So, you know, if you guys fire 4 arrows, you have to tell me, hey, I'm looking for my arrows. And it's like, okay, you get 2 back. Or if you fire 5, we round up. So you get
Perfect.
2.5, which would be 3.
What's HP? Can you just say what?
Yeah, your HP is your hit die plus your constitution modifier. As a monk, I think you're 1d8 as well.
This is what I'm entering, right?
Yeah. What's your class name?
Archer.
Archer.
Now, correct.
Ranger.
Yeah.
Turtles don't wear clothes, but I have traveler's clothes. Can we retcon that it's just like a traveling cloak?
Does that make sense? Or should I flip these two?
Yeah, your aesthetic is your own.
No, that should be good.
Like
Health, Chris, health.
He's fucking out of cloak.
Yeah. Are you naked?
Maybe.
What's the top of it?
I think you have the top of it.
Yo, bonus points for our
Ryan, my outfit is a costume, thank you.
Apparently my character is very professional.
I just want Chris to dress up, really. That's all.
I just needed to know if they could be a cloak or
My
not.
next character is Dragonborn. I got your Etsy shops on dial up.
Or red hat 'cause it's red. So
Health is
That's
constitution
stage
plus
one.
hit die? Is that
Yeah.
what it says?
Yeah, so yeah, if you have
So
a
what's a good health crib, like, in general? Like,
That's subjective.
you
11 health is pretty good for starting.
yeah, right, I'm gonna reroll.
Generally,
Just
10
be more
is where you
accurate.
want to be. But like wizards and sorcerers, for example, their hit die is 1d6, and they usually don't put good hits. They usually don't put their good rolls in Constitution. So usually they're around 6 or 7, which is, you know, you're playing with death level
6,
1.
10, 14. I'll rearrange these later.
I need to move that just a little bit.
I'm getting good rolls.
I hate you.
12,
Can I reroll?
17.
No.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm going to re-roll as well because I did not roll in the first place.
14. Six, 10.
It's just 46, drop the lowest one.
10,
Yep.
12.
If you want to do it fast, you can do it in the Discord as well.
I'm not on Discord right now, so I'm not going to do it fast.
Previously told I couldn't figure out the Discord because I'm a dummy.
11. 6.
You can just download the app and it'll join you automatically.
I
No,
got
you
it.
were.
Trust me, I tried and then it wouldn't. Like,
Yeah.
I kept looking for it and I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Is this good?
I know what your Discord name was, but it rhymed. It was like Pastor.
Pastor of Disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my Discord name.
Fantastic.
that's the best one.
I mean,
That's actually a nickname a pastor at my church has. Because we play water polo every year at family camp.
Depends on like what.
And a lot of the dads take it a little too seriously. And so there's
Oh, yeah.
the pastor of
Switch that
disaster,
to
the
10.
beast of the Middle East. Gosh, what were some of the other names? But
14.
Deadly. Oh.
Mine is 17. Where should I go?
What are you?
A warlock.
I'm scared to put more water on the ground.
Constitution, wisdom.
You can smell it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go over why things are the way they
Don't
are.
flip your wisdom back.
Yeah.
So, you
You're
guys,
gonna get a
you guys
bonus
might
for
be
wisdom
different
anyway.
on my D&D account. I have it set to
Or dex, I mean.
my skill number that I rolled is the smaller number, and then the modifier is the big number. Yeah, you get the same one.
Same.
I'm gonna flip dex
Yeah.
to
So the way it works, you can memorize it one of two ways. You can either know that. Find an example. Okay. So how they get these modifiers, these pluses and minuses, is this number plus 10 divided by 2, rounded down. So, or I'm sorry. It's your skill minus 10 divided by 2. So this number right here is a 9, so minus 10 is negative 1 divided by 2 is going to be negative 1, rounded. So that's why it's minus 1. So that's one way you can memorize it, the 10 divided way. Or you can just know that 10 and 11 have a modifier of 0. 12, 13, it always starts with the even number. 12, 13 is plus 1. 14, 15, 2, 16, 17, 3. So, and then as you go down, it's the opposite, it's odds. So 9, 8, you're at minus 1. Negative 7, or negative 7, 6, negative 2. It's like that.
So, question. I entered my wisdom in here and it's showing up as an 18 when it's a 7.
At least he's
You might have a modifier from your race.
Yeah, I'll get to that.
Gotcha.
Okay, I have 9 HP.
10?
Yeah, so your
Here's those equals.
So your numbers are going to change based on your race.
I like your shell.
You have how much?
So humans, for example.
PC.
So like when Jake rolls his stuff, you're going to
You
roll
got a
your
good
6
HP.
numbers, and then
And then you have
every
a
single
13
one of
on
your
the
6 is going to get +1
So I
right
don't
off the
know
bat.
if you've actually equipped.
That's just what your human class gives you.
So if you go to equipment.
Half elves,
So you
I'm
haven't
not
actually
sure what they
even-
get. Obviously,
So
they
you can
get
do
something
starting
wisdom.
equipment.
4 wisdom.
Yeah, I
So
got nothing.
scale mail.
Or leather
Well, you
armor.
might have an extra one that you wouldn't
I
normally
forget
get.
which one's which, but one of them is like light armor. What class are you, real quick?
He's a rogue.
I got that
Ranger.
more
Ranger, got it.
So you probably want light armor.
Yeah. So leather, and then
Or some
Oh,
form
yo,
of light armor.
Scuds with the subscription. Thank you, buddy.
Hello.
So these numbers are going to be affected by your race. So like Jake is going to get +1 because all +1s because he's a human.
cheater.
So these numbers are what determine your saving throws and your skills.
And then she's one of the
So-
different packs. So it's Dungeoneers.
Yeah, yours are right there.
So if that's everything you want, you click.
These are your
Add
saves.
to
These
inventory.
are your skills. So these are all based off. These are all based off of your modifiers. The ones that have circles in them means you're proficient. So everybody's starting proficiency is +2. That's just the way D&D works until you get to like level 5. Then your proficiency becomes 3. So all of these are going to go up another 1. So for example, Kyle. Or no. I looked at yours. Your stealth is really high.
Yeah, it is.
+7. Yeah. So his modifier is +3. He picked a proficiency in stealth, so he's +2 in 5, and then his class gives him a double proficiency in stealth, so he gets an extra 2.
Gotcha.
So he's got the 3 plus the 4. That's why he has 7. And same thing in your saving throws. You guys should all be proficient in like 2 of them, which is why you've got +2 to whatever your modifier is. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Why those numbers are the way they are.
Dex and intellect.
So your initiative bonus is based purely off dexterity. That's it. There are features and stuff that give you bonuses. So like one of the guys in my other group he picked a feat called alert in something else, and so every fight he has +7 initiative off the bat. Period.
Shit.
Yeah. So no matter what he rolls, he's got an extra 7 behind him. Your armor is based off obviously your armor. This is what people or you guys have to meet or beat to hit the fuck.
Vice versa
So
too. It has to get that to hit us.
Yeah. And I'll go through and make sure everybody's actually wearing their armor and that you guys are using your modifiers correctly. Like the first time we played, we didn't have armor on and we were using negative modifiers to hit, which shouldn't be a thing. Yeah. So it was a rough few first episodes. Okay, so that's most of the basics.
I remember my AC only goes down by 1, so I could be naked. Still at 10.
So
I can
you
switch to
guys
one-handed
are gonna
and use my
have
shield to get 19
proficiencies
if
in
you
armor.
need it.
You guys are gonna have proficiencies in armor. Most of you should be medium and light right off the bat. Some of you might have heavy. Not everybody though. So if you're not proficiency in heavy armor, you can still wear it, but it's actually going to hurt you in other areas. And
Disadvantage.
yeah, you might have disadvantage on like attacking. Yeah, you might be slowed when you walk. There's a lot of stuff behind it. So cool. So now we'll start with fights. Everybody's favorite. So in a fight, whenever there's one upcoming, you guys can, if you're careful, sometimes you can talk your way out of it. So that's part of the RP is sometimes you can just get out of a fight entirely, or you can get into a fight.
Hi.
Hey Kern, you remember?
Fighting everybody in your other
No,
one?
you remember the spirits bar?
+4 persuasion.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah,
You have my
I had that in D&D.
Yeah.
He tried to kill me.
I had that
That's
in
his
D&D,
job.
and so did those bartenders.
Huh?
I said I had that in D&D. I had a spirits bar episode, and instead of paying his tab, John fought his way out and almost fucking died.
Wait, he fucked his way out?
Fought.
Okay.
You can do that too. There's not a lot of rules.
I realize that, but
Yeah, you can do that in D&D. Yeah, there are hookers. So if you guys get in a fight, it'll start off with roll initiative. So that's when you roll your d20, obviously it's like 20 sides, and then you add your initiative bonus.
Did you get those?
I think there's such thing.
Other jar.
There's a big fat bag of dice.
There's a big
That's
fat
okay.
bag of dice.
I have 2 sets of die at home, but I came from work. So.
Ooh,
These
those
are
are pretty.
So once everybody has theirs, I'll roll for the enemy.
Yeah.
I go around, get your numbers. I set up the order of battle. And from there, you guys have some options. So one, you can move. You can move up to your walking speed, which for most of you should be 30 feet. I don't think anybody's got any extra movement speed right now.
I think I get something if I'm swimming, maybe, but...
Swimming, you might have like 40 or something.
I know I can stay underwater for up to an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, DJ, we get it. You're a turtle.
Breathing underwater is something totally different too.
Totally different.
Wow.
Get out.
So there are a bunch of things you guys can do in a fight. Walking is one of them. Attacking, obviously, is another. You can walk, attack, walk, if that allows for it. So if you slay the enemy, you can walk back somewhere else if you want. So while you're attacking, so you guys, it's not a huge concern right now, but you guys have to say before the attack what you're doing. Otherwise, I'm just going to say, no, you didn't say that, use your normal weapon or whatever. Because sometimes people say, oh, I hit him with this spell, and I have to bring them back. Like, well, you didn't say that, so just use whatever basic spell you have. I've had to do that before. That way it's not just like, if I missed, well, I didn't really lose a spell slot. It's like, well, if you missed and you said you were, yes, you did. That's why I do that.
Like to hit him with the butt of my sword.
Yeah.
Non-lethal.
Yeah, so, well, yeah, that's also another thing, is non-lethal attacking. If you guys don't want to kill somebody, just say, like, I'm going to hit this guy non-lethally, roll it, and hit, oh, God, natural 1. You're not hitting that guy.
Hit yourself in the head.
You might actually kill him. We'll get to failures and crit hits later.
Oh, sorry.
So on your list, you'll have your weapons. You have range blast.
Are spells the only thing that you can't do non-lethal with? I know there's one. I thought it was spells.
Well, some spells you can, like some people have the spell called sleep.
Well, like stuff like you can't like non-lethal fireball.
Right. Yeah. No, they're pretty much gonna die. Fuck. So.
Do you get that binder
For
from
you
work
guys
too?
on the tablets and such, do you guys have an equipment tag?
Yep.
Just
because I have like 5 of them.
No equipment.
Maybe.
Yeah. So your AC is really low, so you can probably still get armor.
2 notebooks.
So in your equipment tab, you'll see something where your weapons are. So that it'll say your hit plus something, and then it'll say your weapon plus something, and the type of damage it's doing. So, like for example, I have a Morning Star here, which is based off my strength modifier. So, if I have a strength modifier of +2, I roll a d20 and add another 1.
Guys, we're going good tonight. DM's not rolling good.
It's gonna be a rough time. So
Alright, let's just jump into the story.
Yeah. So if I'm proficient with my weapon, I roll. Okay, it's not a 1. I have +2 based off my modifier, plus my proficiency. So I've got a +4 to that now. So whatever I roll, this was a 7, I add 4. That's the attack roll. So if my enemy has an AC of 11, I just smack the shit out of him. Or I get to smack him. And
In
then
the mouth?
after,
In the mouth?
yeah, wherever you want. After that, it'll say the weapon damage you're doing. So Ryan, you have a short sword and a dagger, so it'll be 1d6 plus
3.
Plus 3. Okay, so that's
Or
based on-
1d4 plus 3 for the dagger.
Yeah, so they're both +3 because of your dex, probably.
Probably. Everything is +3.
So for my trident, my hit /DC is +4. So I would have my proficiency plus that +4. So
Are you
I get-
No, the 4 is the plus.
So that counts the proficiency bonus.
Yes.
Okay.
That's-
So it'd just be +4
Yeah.
plus whatever I roll.
Yeah, your strength modifier is probably 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, d20 then plus for mine is 5, and then if I hit.
Okay.
right?
And then you do damage.
And then damage.
Yeah.
Roll for damage.
It should just tell you.
Yeah.
It should tell you. +5.
Then
Yeah.
I
So
get to do one.
you have that +3 for the modifier, and then your proficiency +2 to hit. Then you just take the modifier and add it to damage. Yeah.
So okay, wait, sorry. Okay, so that roll to hit plus whatever, and then roll to damage plus that same number. Is
Yeah.
that-
Roll the damage is
So
what
you're-
it
Yeah.
says there.
Okay.
So
okay.
you have your modifier from your
Yeah.
what are these called? Your
So if I'm going to use an
attributes?
Eldritch Blast, I roll d20 plus 4, and then it's 1d10 damage. That's it.
Yes. So Eldritch Blast is different
Yeah.
because as a warlock, that cantrip grows with you. So you know
Level 5, I get 2 beams.
yeah. Level 3, I think you can add a few other things like pushing people back 10 feet. I can't remember when you get
I'll check it later, but yeah.
Yeah.
I get 2 beams, and I can.
Yeah, warlocks are really
Different enemies.
Yeah, because if you have like a medium or heavy armor proficiency, you can
Just
be
gotta
the
figure
you can
it
be
out.
the back line or the front line. It's super cool.
I'd like to get there, but yes.
Okay, so that's attacking.
Or archer.
There are other things you guys can do in a fight other than attack.
Yeah. That's
So
cool.
one of them.
This wasn't even good snowman weather.
So let's say you guys are 50 feet out of a battle, and somebody is in trouble or something. You get an action. These are all the things you can do in a fight. One option is called dash. Dash says I give up my attack to get an extra my movement speed bonus. So that's one, and then so you give up your attack to dash. Disengage is an important one. If you're face to face with an enemy, you're down to 2 health and you need to get out, you can either leave his attack distance, which will give him and you if they're running from you. So if they leave your battle space, you get opportunity of attack. So if you have 2 health and you want to get away, you can say I'm either running, in which case I'll take a smack at you, or you can say I'm disengaging, which gives up your action to get the fuck out. You get your movement speed, but you don't provoke opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah. That's an important one. So after disengage is dodge. You can take the dodge action if you're not sure of whatever's coming. You take your action and ready up, and then things trying to hit you. Yeah. Some things trying to hit you. All things trying to hit you. Disadvantage on attacks. So we'll go over disadvantage and advantage in a minute. So dodging gives the person attacking you disadvantage, so it doesn't guarantee you're not going to get hit, but it gives you a better chance. You can help your friend, like, hey, you got this. And then their next attack has advantage, so that's good if melees are too far back to move. They can help their spellcasters get an extra chance. You can hide, and that's a little bit different. You have the ready action. So if you guys know something is about to happen, you can say, I will be ready for X. So if it's really dark,
It's like
you
an
can't see
if-then statement.
Yep. Yeah, and you have to be very specific. You can't just say, I'm waiting for something to appear. Say, like, something to appear in my melee range. And then if anything crosses you, you were ready for that, and you can smack them. Yeah, so that's pretty good for that. So advantage and disadvantage. There's various ways to get advantage and disadvantage. So either one, you take 2 d20s, roll them both. Advantage says take the higher one. Disadvantage says take the lower one. So I rolled a 16 and a 13. If I had advantage, I'd take the 16, add whatever modifiers. Disadvantage, take the 13, add whatever modifiers. And sometimes it's just the worst. Like, oh, I rolled a 20, disadvantage, I rolled a 1. And with that, let's go to critical hits and 1 failures. Yay! So I have a whole list of 1s. It's on. Does anybody have my Discord?
Yeah.
Can you?
Oh, not right here.
Oh, okay. So I have a list of 1s on there. Basically, the worst thing that can happen to you is you roll a 1. I say roll your d20 again, and that determines what happens to you on the chart. Sometimes you drop a weapon, sometimes you drop some gold, sometimes nothing happens. Sometimes you roll another one and you impose maximum critical damage on yourself.
Has that happened before?
Yes.
To Brock?
No.
Oh.
No, he's only rolled 1-1, I think.
Classic Brock.
He's got the least ones, yeah. Other times, if you roll a 20 out of your ones, you actually get your turn back. Just out of sheer dumb luck. So that's really cool. Critical hits are super fun when they happen. For melee casters, you have a choice. So since your short sword's 1d6, I give you the option, and I just ask that you keep it consistent. You can just say, I'm going to roll 1 and double it. So a 4, so you hit 8 plus 1 modifier.
Okay.
Just the one. You don't double your modifier.
IT.
Or
I didn't either.
you can just
I beat
double
half
your
of
dice. So 4 again.
Gotcha.
So it's really up to you.
I'll probably like to roll 1 and double it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you guys can choose either one. It doesn't matter a lot, but just know that you double your damage dice, not your modifiers.
Right.
Yeet. Okay.
Oh, Matt Snapchatted me.
Joe's stealing all the
You said he was watching this?
Oh shit. It was worth the battery.
Yeah.
So
you're good.
in situations
No,
where
you're
you
fine.
might end up critical
good.
hitting yourself, you could go down.
Or I can try
So
to test
when you go down, on your
It's
turn, you
probably a
roll
better
your
plan.
d20. So when you roll, it's called a death save. So during your death saves, if it's a 10 or higher, you have 1 success. 9 or lower, you have failed. If you roll a 1, it's 2 failures. You roll a 20, you're up with 1 HP. So if you want to take the chances and roll for successful saves, you get 3, you're up, you have 1 HP. So when you're out of battle, you're up and you're not great, but you're alive. If you roll 3 failures and no one can get to you, your character is dead.
Permadead.
Yeah, and there's no coming back unless you guys have like
Revivify.
Yeah, that's not till level 4.
And it never
I
works.
cast Monster Reborn.
Yeah.
My trap card.
So,
Are you a blue eyes white dragon?
No. I wish.
What color are you?
Red.
Are you a dragon?
He's dragonborn.
so
Think
So
smell.
like all the worst parts of the
Think
dragon
It
on
is
the
not gold.
Reddish gold.
You don't get wings or a tail.
Gryffindor
Read a
colors.
book.
So you guys do have
Watch a movie.
some of you will have spells that they're a guaranteed hit. Or well, actually, I don't know if any of you do.
Who's got magic missiles?
Yeah, you said.
Yeah, magic
Those of us are wizards. We don't have magic missile.
Yeah. Warlocks, you guys will have spells where you impose an action on an enemy. So, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I think
Like you can make them dance.
that's one of them. Yeah, there's a spell called Hideous Laughter, where you tell somebody a joke and then they have to beat something to either get it and fall on the ground laughing for the turn, or not get it, in which case they're fine.
So dissonant whispers.
Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah.
Wadi Wasi.
You have a small
So-
penis. Oh.
Anybody? Any Harry Potter fans? Wadi Wasi.
So if you guys
How to
impose,
spell Wadi Wasi?
That's the people.
so if you guys impose something
It was
on
just in
someone,
Carlin front.
It was.
I have to roll against your DC. So it's mostly spell casting. You might have like a poison spell or
Not currently, but yeah.
yeah, you might get something poison. So
Thank you.
so when a DC happens, I have to roll, and if I meet or beat it, I succeed, and I don't take effect, or sometimes I take half the effect. So that's that. Any questions so far?
Where do we find spell DC?
It'll be part of the spell. If you're not sure, it's 10 plus your spellcasting modifier. So you said yours is 3, I think.
For Eldritch Blast plus 4, so it would be 14.
What's your wisdom modifier?
Wisdom is plus 4.
Oh, okay, yeah. So your DC will be 14. So if you want to impose something on me, like poison or paralysis or whatever, I have to meet or beat a 14 to not be poisoned or paralyzed.
Gotcha.
Cool.
What you get?
Don't
Did he
worry
die?
too much about weight in items. I might catch you on it if it gets ridiculous, but generally it's okay.
Maybe start
4,000
carrying
pounds.
Yeah.
5,000 spears.
So resting. So there's 2 types of rests you can take: short rest, long rest. Short rest you guys can do anytime. You rest in game for 1 hour doing leisurely activities. And in that hour, you can choose to use any hit die you have. So level 1, all of you know your hit die already because you know your health. So you'll have 1. So after a fight, Ryan could say, if you're at 4 health, you could say, I'm going to use my hit die. You just roll your 1d8, and you'd add your con modifier. And then you get that back next long rest.
Yep.
So level 2, when you guys have multiple hit die, and you short rest, you can use both. You can use both hit die.
That was dumb.
But then you only get half back per long rest. So you guys have to keep track of your hit die and make sure you ain't being fishy. After that is a long rest. Long rest is 8 hours, or 6 to 8 hours, depending on how you guys want to split up the night watches, if you want to night watch at all. You guys might just fight about it and not watch at all over the night, and then get robbed or stabbed or a mix of the two. So if you get through a long rest, and this includes if you are interrupted in the night by a fight or a prowler or whatever, when you succeed a long rest, you are fully healed, cured of most effects, not all. And in a normal milestone campaign, that's where you would apply your XP. Moving right along. Spellcasters. So you guys are gonna have a list of spells you know in total. So you might know 50 spells, but you can only carry a certain number per day. And you can only cast a certain number per day. So Kyle, you might know 50 spells, but you can only prepare like 4 or something to start, maybe 5.
I've got 4 total.
Yeah.
2 cantrips and 2 first levels.
Yeah. So your spells are only in reference to your spells. Cantrips you can cast whenever you want, as many times as you want. It doesn't matter.
Mage Hand, Eldritch Blast.
Yeah. So John, if you have what's that spell called? It's one where you cause a ringing.
Toll of the Dead.
Yeah, Toll of the Dead does it. What's the other one? Clerics have another one where they can bring down radiant light on people. Sacred Flame.
Yep.
So Sacred Flame is one where it imposes DC, and it's a cantrip, so you can use it as many times as you want.
Right.
So that's cool. Just make sure you have your spells set at the start of each day. For, I think, almost every class, you can change them when you wake up. You guys should have a few languages you can speak. That'll help out later in the game, not necessarily at the beginning.
5?
Yeah, his special thing lets him do 5.
Yeah,
I've
kalashtar.
got 3.
I also have Comprehend Languages, so...
Technically, I have 5 because I have Thieves' Cant as well.
Yeah, Thieves' Cant is funny because it's regular English, but everything is simile. So it's like you just use example after example after example, and it takes you twice the normal time of speaking to get your point across.
Because you're dumb.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's how things talk.
Because you're dumb.
I still have 5 languages, though, so...
It's how he actually talks in real life.
Oof.
Boom roasted.
Oh, just wait. You know what's coming.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Oh, do I know too?
You might.
Does it have to do with me?
Oh, yes, I know. Okay,
Oh,
I know.
great. You're gonna kill me, aren't you?
I know.
Let's go pick on the new guy.
Technically, we're only at this.
Except for John.
You guys have
Yeah.
Yeah,
been,
but
like,
we played
3.5.
version 3.5.
What's I don't know.
I said 3.5 the last time I played.
It's the most complicated rule set out of any D&D edition ever. So much so that they had to come out with a half version of it.
Well,
But it's got the coolest cover.
It does.
I mean,
It is a nice cover.
Look at the 5. Like, I mean, it's cool monsters, but that looks like a fucking book.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I think they both
So-
look like books.
There are extra things in the game that make it a little bit more real. So light in the day and where you are does affect the battlefield. Some of you might have dark vision, which gives you sight at night. Not full color, but different variants of gray. For the rest of you, if it's dark out and you don't have dark vision, you can still attack things. But at that point, you're just kind of swinging wildly, and that's when you would have disadvantage. So you can still hit things.
That's what you are.
Yeah.
Unless you have torch.
You can't say that.
And then there's also exhaustion. So if you guys really push, you guys need to get somewhere like fucking now. You can choose to stay up through the night and keep moving. Exhaustion has a list. The first two, because I doubt you guys will go beyond that. We haven't gone beyond one. Level 1 is disadvantage on all ability checks. Level 2 is your speed is halved.
Yep.
So you have a level 6 exhaustion. You just fucking die. So that's yeah.
Don't do that.
Money conversion is just copper to silver to gold, factors of 10.
What about platinum?
There's platinum, yeah.
Or electrum.
We're not doing electrum.
But
It's ridiculous.
well, in that case, I have 1,000.
It's worth nothing. Where is
Actually,
I still
electrum is,
have
One player
electrum is
gets
worth
10
5
gold.
silver pieces.
remember when I took all the
It's
gold?
it's basically the metric scale for money.
Remember
10
Matt?
copper, 5 silver,
So
10 gold.
if anything comes down to an odd number and needs to be halved, other than things like collecting arrows, which I already said we round up, pretty much everything else, including money, is rounded down. So, yeah, that's about it. There are other things like group checks. So if you guys are trying to stealth your way through a town, all 7 of you will roll, and whatever the average is. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Sometimes
We're gonna send you ahead.
Someone
on all
pull up the
stealth
average.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you could move ahead
still got a
and
plus
get away
1.
from the group, and then you'd have like some stealth bonuses beyond it if the team is busy. You guys can
We have a
test
power left.
certain things. So if you have somebody in your group who thinks they can do just about anything because they're made of metal, and they can't, if they want to like push you or something, you can say like, no, I don't want to be pushed, and so you guys would make contesting strength checks.
Speaking from experience.
Yes. So if Jake wanted to push Ryan out of the way to get his hand on some money first,
As per usual.
yeah, Ryan could just be like, no, fuck off, and then you guys would both make strength checks. Maybe he wins, maybe he loses. If he wins, you're the fuck out of the way, and then he's got 6 seconds to do whatever while you're being pushed. So combat is.
Somebody's
What are
happy.
you excited about over there?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I don't like that. There's already team stuff I don't know about. That's not good.
It's to do with me, don't worry.
Oh, that's fine then.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a little fuckery.
I'm not really
One
about it.
character name I thought about doing is what did I call Cheryl and Dad?
Cheryl and Dad.
No, Cheryl and Dad. Yep. I thought about making a character name.
I would have killed you. Father Cheryl.
Chris, what are the spells you have?
What's the next thing you're going
Cantrip, Eldritch Blast, and Thunderclap.
Okay.
And then
But if it was, I was gonna wait till you use
the other one
I
is
knew
Charm
better.
and Hellish Rebuff.
That way, you write. Make sure you
Hellish
close the
Rebuke
door
is
when you're done.
Yeah.
Ghost will get
That's
the
why I
door
picked
if
it,
you
because
don't.
it sounded sweet.
This
Yeah.
way.
So yeah, go down the hall.
Okay,
That was my
that's
last
you've
one.
gone too
I'm
far.
picking it.
That's how
got Burning
Burning
Hands.
Hands reaction.
Yes.
Burning Hands is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burning Hands and comprehend languages because that'll probably be useful eventually.
What did Kern do?
I don't know.
I scared the shit out of him.
Yeah, Hellish Rebuke is really good.
You
You
have
will.
that?
No, Chris does.
Oh yeah, Hellish Rebuke
You will.
is great.
You will fuck people over if they hit you when you use it.
Going for you, Joe.
How many warlocks do we have on the team?
2.
I mean, if you guys both take the push on your Eldritch Blast, you can just push people the fuck out of your way and they can't really do much about it.
Warlock power.
Yeah, the coolest thing about that is you can push and then run like hell. Whereas we only have one Warlock in our group, and whenever he pushes people away, usually they're close enough to get back at him.
Can I fly away like hell?
Dragonborn are not.
You don't have wings.
They don't have wings.
Oh yeah.
Or tail.
No,
Tails.
Tails.
Do they?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry.
Book says it doesn't have tails.
Uh-huh.
I just read it.
Sad.
Yeah, they have tails.
Alright, well, then you can.
In this world, they have to.
Fun fact: we're
Who
best
makes
friends.
this book? You can.
We are.
Kalashtar and Dragonborn?
I like my preferred thing is dragons. I like dragons.
Are you
Third
like
thing?
Joe? Let's be clear. Are you a ranger?
Yes.
That means you like to hunt dragons.
Ryan, you can speak Draconic.
Can I
too,
kill
right?
him? Yeah. Like right away.
That's
Yeah.
me.
We can have some
Why would you wanna
conversations.
do
We're
that?
good.
Yeah.
You just said you hunt
Except
dragons.
I also speak draconic.
Do you really? Nice.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, okay, so. Can you speak Draconic?
I guess.
Okay.
I can't do
I can
it.
speak 4.
All of us except Jake and DJ.
Secret conversations. I can also speak Celestial.
Well, who else can speak?
I think
Elvish?
same.
I can. You can speak Celestial.
I had a choice in 2 of mine. I'm not
Dwarvish?
sure. I don't know. He made the profile, so
Common,
I can kind of
Draconic,
re-choose.
Dwarvish, and Elvish.
So I need someone that can speak
Creatures.
these cans, so I can just have secret conversations with them.
Go over it.
Fuck. Since you're the only. I don't know. Kern, you are
Proficiencies.
too. So Ranger in 5e is actually the most underpowered class. Oh yeah, duh. Kern. Ranger is the most underpowered class
I
in
know.
5e. So if you want to do, it's called Unearthed Arcanum or Arcana, I can't remember. They have some changes to the Ranger class if you want to do that.
What? Okay.
They're just.
I'd have to see. I have the file on. I can.
Though
just
they lack wings or a tail. Says it in the book.
What page? For those of us following
Page
along on Twitch.
32 in the Player's Handbook of the 5th edition of Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't think you understand. You're not supposed to argue with the DM. You just say yes. Yes, there are tails.
The book can argue with the DM. The book can argue.
It can. I can override.
Show the class.
Ultimate power is granted to the DM. Carpe diem.
Let's see what mine says.
Okay. So, if you want a tail, that's fine, but you can't attack with it.
I mean, I just want a piece of tail. I don't give a crap about wings.
You got a tail, I don't care.
Yeah.
So next on the list are reactions. So things
Common.
like opportunity of attack is a reaction.
Read and write.
You get one reaction per round.
Other language of your choice.
So if somebody
You've
tries to
chosen
run away
celestial
from you,
category.
you can say, no, you don't, and you
That's
can,
what it was,
you
and
can
then I
smack
have
them.
another thing that lets
What
me
was
see
it? What is that on again?
I'm trying to
Reactions.
Reaction. Okay.
Yeah.
If you go.
So Jake,
Yeah.
there's a class you can take called Sentinel.
Okay.
So if
Is
somebody
that
tries
what
to
you-
run
I
away
can
from you
accumulate
and
all your
you
languages
land
together.
your opportunity of attack,
Yeah, but I
your
should
Sentinel says like they stay right the fuck here. They don't get to run.
Is it, hold on, there's a special ability
Yeah, so
that
that
lets
one's-
me
that one's really
speak
cool.
anything.
Otherwise, you just smack them and they run away, but you might kill them. But so like if there's 2 enemies next to you, one runs away, you use opportunity of attack. The other runs away from you, you used your reaction, and he just gets away. And that goes for your Hellish Rebuke. If somebody hits you, you can say reaction Hellish Rebuke and burn the shit out of them.
Alright.
Or you can save it.
Sounds violent.
It's very violent.
It's extremely violent.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
It's very violent.
It's like 5d10.
It's only kind of violent. You'll be fine.
I'm not sure what it is. It's probably like 46 or something.
It's a
Oh,
fuck.
there.
2d10.
2d10. Oh, yeah. It
So-
starts at 2d10.
Mind blade.
Level 1 is not a bad lot.
No.
It's reactions, cool. Any questions so far?
That would be very useful.
Modifiers,
for,
turn,
Yep.
attacking,
ancient communicating.
non-attacking.
That's good.
Cool.
No, sorry.
Why are we cutting it at 2 hours? I forget.
Because 10 o'clock is late.
Kyle works early.
Some of us have work at 7
I have to
a.m.
go to work at 7
I didn't make the time.
Some of us just work a 12-hour day.
I didn't know. I was just curious.
Well,
So,
Call off tomorrow.
Everybody do it. Everybody.
so during your
I'm
action,
supposed to be learning
Technically, our
shipping
manager's
tomorrow.
right here.
No, you're
too.
not.
oh yeah,
I don't know if that's a good thing or
it's
not.
not that bad.
Tommy's cool.
No, yeah.
So during your turn, you can also grapple an enemy. So grappling is similar to a contesting check. It's your strength. I'm sorry. It's your acrobatics or athletics, right? Yep. Yep. So it is your athletics or acrobatics modifier plus your d20 against their athletics or acrobatics. So if you land a grapple, they're now held for their next turn, and they have to use their action to break it. So it's worth it to use it early on. If you can hold somebody down, your friends can just beat the shit out of them. Yeah, it's pretty good.
That just like stops. It's nothing. That's a little bit better.
So also, so back to death. If you're down, warlocks, depending on your backstory, you might have spare the dying. Spare the dying just says you're stable. You don't have to make death saves. You're not up. You're just stable.
Definitely don't have that.
Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, if a friend is down, you can run over to them and make a medicine check and try and stabilize them yourself. So that's if you hit a 10, same thing. They're stable, not alive.
Alright. I took Spare the Dying as a cantrip.
Yeah. Okay. So if you go down, you guys might be in trouble. But if not, then you should be fine. Hopefully.
I was +4 in medicine. That helps.
+3.
So the only way to actually die, other than failing your rolls, is if you take damage while you're down. Pretty much anything past your downness will kill you. Not everything, most things though. Or if if you've got if you have 8 health, somebody hits you for 16. Like say somebody critical hits you, they have a 1d8 weapon, they roll a 20, they hit an 8. You just got dealt 16 plus some change. You're fucking dead. Like good, no rolls, you're out.
So double
your health.
Double health is okay.
Yeah. Your total health, not your current health. So if you have 1 health and somebody hits you for 4, you're down. You're not dead.
So if I go from 11 to -22, dead.
Yeah, yours not likely. That's why sorcerers and wizards are very careful.
We're squishy.
Glass cannons.
Yeah.
The whole singing race.
So there's all kinds of conditions and things, but those will come in time. Any questions so far?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
I'm ready.
Yeah, let's go.
Here's
I learn by doing.
I'm gonna.
You're both gonna kill me, aren't you?
No.
You know too?
Only mostly.
I'm just saying that just to be involved.
Most people around the office know.
Except Brock.
It'll be
Because
good.
Brock would text me.
I didn't know that.
It'll be. Okay.
I would threaten him. He would.
It'll be okay.
He
Brock's
looks
a Pokemon master. Let's be honest.
Oh, Bork.
Brock's we're gonna have to see how good
Is
Kern
Bork-
is at
wait, is
separating
Bork-
player knowledge
is Bork
from character
watching?
knowledge.
Probably not.
You didn't
Sort of.
meet him. I don't
Talks
think
a
you
lot.
met him. No, I don't think you met him.
He talks
Yeah.
He was
so
a
much.
sorter at awkward moment, and he actually is watching.
He was in testing, and now he's a
He
sorter.
was in testing.
Oh.
Wait, did you meet him?
Probably not.
I don't think
He was
so.
always in the server room before you left.
He was right around like
Blonde hair, glasses.
yeah, blonde hair,
curly.
glasses.
Kind of curly.
He's real fidgety.
I mean,
Nice
everybody.
kid.
Can someone find out if he's watching?
Brock, are you watching? Say yes in the chat. We love you. If you're watching.
Just say yes.
I-
say no
I
other
miss
words.
you.
All I know
I
about
actually
the chat
miss
is that
you.
somebody called me Brown Cape Boy.
Brad Cable.
Yeah. Who's Brown Kid?
They
Oh, are you on it right now?
No, my friends who are watching it.
I just need some swords, and I can go get my hidden blades.
This is gonna be the new drinking game.
You're gonna have to talk to a blacksmith.
I'm gonna get 7,000 gold.
So the only other thing, basically in regards to D&D is, for you guys, D&D is pretty much all questions. You're
Did we win?
No.
We agree, so we do it.
So if you are in a fight or something, or not in a fight, but if you're in a cave, you can say, do I see anything? Or I'm looking at a wall. Is there anything of note? I'm looking at the ground. Tell me what you're doing.
Can I leave the cave?
Yeah.
You just have to ask.
You don't have to go, anywhere with friends. You can just say, peace out. But then they might leave you or kill you.
Right, it is a fast way to die.
Yeah. Bought that with the Keylen Christmas gift.
What?
I got a $25 gift card at Amazon because Will messed up and Brock messed up and Chris wasn't there. So, got 25 to Amazon, bought all of the dice, and I bought my D100.
Wow. Solid choice.
Most obscure, obnoxious thing that no one ever needs, but I need it.
You never know when you're gonna need to do 100.
Yeah.
You know, when 2D need to roll 2D10s.
Fuck 2D10s.
Let me just do a more complicated math.
Technically it's easy. You don't
Fuck math, it's all in the die.
Well, I mean, if you have a spell that's 2D10, I get to roll 2D10. He has to figure out, like...
I still have 4D10 sitting here.
Why do you have 4 D10s?
Because I have 2 sets of dice.
You have 2 D10s. Alright, there's only 1 D10.
2 D10s and 2 percentile dice. You can confuse them as a D10 as well.
You might as well just put your percentile dice in the bag. I don't even...
And a D10 square.
Unless you got that wild surge.
I'm like,
or,
wild magic?
Feat from wild magic, yeah. Sorcerers.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, what are our classes again? Do we have 2 rangers and 2
No.
warlocks?
I'm a fighter.
We have
Ranger, rogues, 2 warlocks, fighter, monk, druid.
We have 1 rogue.
Druid.
He's
Monk, druid.
We have 1 rogue.
Cleric, but okay.
We have 1 of everything except warlock.
Oh, you're a cleric. Yes. Okay.
Warlock is the only thing we have 2 of.
Because we're badasses.
Yeah. So if you guys want, we want to do a mock fight.
2 weeks.
Bring it.
Five.
So when the time comes, so that's usually what I look at. This is what I use for my other group all the time. I have all their names and some extras. I put your rolls here. I have the round count right there, so I just know what round it is. Order of who's going when, and then I made a short list of conditions. So you guys will have your own, but this will do for now. Yeah. So roll initiative, bitches. So natural 20s.
Talk dirty to me. Talk dirty to me.
10.
3 plus 1. 4.
Oh, gee. Alright.
Sorry, 11.
It's always good when the
So I have to get used to your names.
fighter goes last. Like,
Do you want us to go by like
Which one?
5s or
First one? Yeah,
what's
27.
easiest
Yep.
for you? Just to
Oh,
shout
I just
out.
go around and get
Okay.
everybody's. So,
You can roll on that. Same as me. I got a 4.
You need to get used to everybody's names.
Oh, wow.
Laxmope.
Cool.
What?
Plus 3 initiative.
Show off.
I got plus 3
Rain.
too.
Show offs.
13, sorry.
Yeah, plus 0.
Love you.
17.
Someone's got to get one of the abilities that gives us initiative bonuses.
17.
And then when you guys get like pets and stuff, it will it'll come into.
Can we automatically, those of us who have pets, can we automatically get pets?
I don't want a pet because they waste your time.
Oh,
They kind of do.
that sucks.
They get or don't they get? Depends on your pet. If you go
That's
with
true,
the unearthed Arcana class,
I want a lion.
you can
Okay.
get one. I think. If you can tame one, I mean. So like Rachel's character, she is a wolf. Dude does mad damage, and he has really high AC. So he's hard to hit, and he makes a difference.
I have animal handling of -1, so I'm not getting it.
So
I'm not getting a pet.
I'm plus 4.
I dropped
Just
one.
down the list.
Is that a thing?
17.
It's a wisdom modifier.
Keylen? Keylen?
9.
Rikzu? 4. Kylian.
13.
Laxmope.
Somehow the laziest character got a 19.
Woo!
Yeah, and that's with a 0 initiative.
Some people have minuses. Randy.
4.
Lok'Tar.
4.
Yeah, so these are the names: Lok'Tar, Laxmope, Kylian, Rikzu, Keylen, Riynor, Randy.
Is it spelled with a Y or an I?
Doesn't matter.
Please be an eye.
Be a basic bitch. Come on.
Ready. With an eye.
Go with 2 I's, make it fantasy.
Make it fantasy.
Oh,
So, do we have to do anything because our initiatives tied? Me and Randy.
Well, there's
You-
3, 4.
Yeah, so did you guys add your initiative to your d20 rolls?
Yeah, it was 3 plus 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Oh wait, mine's 3 plus 5 because it's 2. I'm stupid. Read it wrong. Never mind. Same thing.
Oh, initiative bonus.
so usually
Your initiative is -1.
Yeah. So you. Yeah.
so you're at 4 or you at 3?
He's at 4.
He's at 4.
Okay, so you 3, I just let you guys figure it out. It's not usually a huge deal.
You can have a roll up.
So my dex is 12, if that's the stat.
It's up to you guys. You can bring it down to dex mods if you want, or you can just say like, I'll go first, I'll go second, I'll go third.
Or you can all go simultaneously and screw it up at the end.
Or nobody can speak and
I'll go first.
we can all just get sweaty.
I'll go last. Okay, I'll go second. Good at decision making.
No, really.
We gonna go over some backstory, maybe? Yes.
Not tonight. So you guys are gonna send me your backstories, and then I'm going to build the world around them.
Cool.
Kyle, I have the backstory.
You said first.
He's
You
going
said
first
first.
of the 4.
You laughing at Randy?
He's last. He's last. It's just crazy all these things.
I'll just wait till he gets to the bar.
So
I missed that bar.
Steely Dan's.
So
No,
RPing
the
makes
Randy's
it what it
actually-
is. So if you want to just like, if somebody misses an attack, damn it, Rikzu, goal! You know, the way Randy would do.
I thought that was a different reason.
No.
So I actually,
I didn't know his name until
I
today.
forgot my board at home. I knew I was forgetting
I thought
something
those were
today.
reference
So
to something.
bit of theater of the mind for the landscape.
Paint us a word picture, Criv.
Oh,
Make us use our imagination.
well, you're gonna have to.
Give me a wordgasm. Trash can is.
He's not gonna find it. Cabinet garbage.
Yeah.
Way to do it.
No, it's not. They're so tiny.
Wait, what?
The pros and cons of cabinet garbages.
Ooh, you have ghost hair.
Oh.
You're really good at spotting that.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's fucking everywhere. Just look at Emily's legs.
Phrasing?
No, she wears
Are we
black
still doing
leggings.
phrasing?
His fur just
I
attaches.
feel like I'm not gonna do that.
There's a meme and it's a
It's already me, Brian.
I could say
Just
some
stop.
things and
well,
stuff
no,
about
it's
that.
a daddy Smoid or mom Smoid.
It's from,
or
Rum
baby. It's
Diary.
like, it says,
Sorry,
"Go, my
for
children, and
Christmas.
shed on all of the black laundry."
Okay, so 7 of you find yourself in the middle of a green forest. Trees are tall, bushes are low. Series of wide-leafed plants littered all over the floor. The dirt is moist under your feet. The 7 of you at the same time meet around a circle, eyes locked. Yeah. So if you guys want to start RP, we can't really just start the fight.
Who the fuck are you guys?
Where the well, I know who the fuck you are. What are you doing here, though?
Well, Mother sent
Is there a
me to
mirror
find you.
over there? Why are they the same?
Mother sent me to find you because
You had changed
fucking
accent.
left.
You went American.
I don't know what I'm doing yet.
I'm still workshopping the character voices.
You doing this to me?
You look like Scarlet right now. Your face is the color of your hair.
All of you look up. There's a small comet coming into through space directly towards the dragon.
Oh my!
I'm going to sidestep away from the dragon.
It misses. You're fine. No impact. The dragons, they survived this time.
Everybody gets one.
Well, shit.
No, but seriously, does anybody know where we're at?
Can I make a
Looks like a
perception check?
forest.
What are you looking for? So you
Something moving in the bushes.
Yeah, perception.
Fuck, 7. Wait, 5 plus 2.
You take a quick glance around the trees. You don't see very much moving, but your eyes are drawn very quickly back to the group in front of you because you don't know who they are.
Okay.
Are there any buildings in the woody area, or are we just in like fucking straight? Well, are we in fucking straight forest, or are we?
I assume you're asking for like a tree house or something.
Not really a treehouse. Are we like outside of a city, or are we just
You
in the
like-
fucking forest?
Looking for like the New York Times? or-
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Is it an all green forest?
Are
Like, is
we
it
in
autumn
the
and
middle
spring?
of a goddamn
or,
forest, or is there a town nearby?
like, the leaves changing colors? Can we hear the hustle and bustle of Metropolis?
Can I persuade DJ that
Did you ever think describing a forest would be this difficult?
Look, I've had worse. That's all I'm gonna say.
Can
In terms of persuasion, persuasion's only between you and NPCs.
Okay.
Me. Between you guys, everything is just on the table. It's not like I point at DJ and I say fuck you, and then intimidation, because he can just be like, well, I'm not intimidated.
Can I persuade you that you're a dog?
I'm not here.
Okay.
Can I roll insight to see if I feel threatened by anyone in the group? Would that be insight?
Insight's different. Insight is like
If I'm lying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so if you're looking at this random thing with a high pitched voice, just like a dragon, and you just go, "Are you dangerous?" And he's like, "No." And you say like, "Is he lying to me? Do I believe him?" That's when you make an insight check.
Gotcha.
That's a.
You'd
That's
still be
a
at
character
perception
decision.
with this roll.
Would it be perception?
What are you looking for?
To see if I feel threatened by anyone, what would that be? Is there a roll for that?
That's a character decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Gotcha. Okay.
So like, if you have a fear of dragons, then yeah, probably.
yeah, you're not feeling so
It's
high.
not that I'm afraid. It's just a little uncomfortable with that voice.
I walk deeper into the forest.
Okay, so we're just gonna have. So I forgot my map. We're gonna do some theater of mind. 2 of the trees start shaking above you guys. 2 apes are gonna boom slam on the ground. Form a circle, please.
That's a sword.
Yeah, well, they're dangerous apes. I have a ranger card if you want one.
I would like it.
Is a
Do you have like
that
Are you
40
I-
feet
I'll take
wide?
some. Are you actually a
20
turtle?
feet tall.
Turtle.
Actually,
Yeah.
Do you hear
Are you why are you not
Yeah.
named Squirrel?
Let me go check it out.
Grab some of
Because I wasn't
those.
sure if I was gonna go with goofy name or serious name.
Yeah,
I just gave all my Heroescape stuff to my cousin.
I think we still have some.
He's looking to create the like
But if we were all doing goofy,
the
sorry.
world's biggest Heroescape like map, and that
That ship's kind of kind of cool.
Does anybody need a character?
Unless yep, Ryan's got it.
If we were doing joke names, he was gonna be Donna Tortle.
Oh, that's
I don't
awesome.
have anything that's monkey.
we did.
Despite the
Teenage Mutant
fight
Ninja
where you're
Turtles,
fighting 2 monkeys.
except none of us had actual names, and one dude was Franklin.
I have an actual dragon. If you
Yes.
want.
Didn't open the right one.
Well, do you have like the starter pack?
Yeah, they are.
Turn?
What?
Fred. Oh my gosh.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this. That's probably the closest I got.
Chris. All right, this is me. There's Chris.
That's not how that works.
Okay.
Those are too big. DJ's is pushing it.
For right now, it'll work.
Do you have something I can replace that with?
It doesn't have wings, so it works.
It'll work for right now.
You guys can have those as the characters for the image, but I'm gonna need you on a 5-foot space.
That's a good size.
That's close enough.
Yeah. It'll work for today.
Yeah.
Is there any wizards in here? Do you want something smaller, DJ?
No.
Not typical.
We got a fuck ton of little minifigs over there if you want.
Hey Ryan,
Fuck,
are
this
those
is me.
cookies fair game?
Which ones? Those ones?
Yeah. For today.
For today.
Valkyrie. I'll be a Valkyrie today.
A Valkyrie.
It's the only one that has a staff.
Too big. It's gotta
It
need
is.
you on a 5-foot space.
I'm just scared of it.
Do you want a machine gun?
Toward ass.
Okay.
No, DJ.
Are you missing one? I see 6.
You're missing me.
Do you want one?
Sure, just give me one.
You want to be the black guy with the sword?
This guy's kind of cleric.
I for sure want to be Men in Black Part 2.
No, he's not.
Oh, here you go, Karen.
I have knives already.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, that'd be good for you, Ryan.
Yeah, I'll actually.
Don't you have a bow?
I do, but it's not my main thing, but I'll take it.
You want it?
For now, I like it over the. That fuck.
Rogues don't ban a whole lot of on bows.
I'm not gonna use a bow, it's just the nature of it.
Oh.
Alright.
So I'm gonna be up and down a lot. Indeed. So we'll say this is a 30-foot range in it. So first up, the ape actually rolled a natural 20, so he goes first.
Fuck.
I got second.
Damn.
I need to figure out what I'm doing.
And so it begins. So you guys can also use your actions. So if you're speaking with humans and you're in a fight, you can try and persuade them out of it, but that's your action to have them roll like that. Otherwise, you're just talking and you're like slashing, and maybe they respond.
I'm gonna speak in Elvish to my brother. We can trust these guys, or what?
I'm listening with my mind link, and I can understand every word.
I can too. So I speak English.
Damn it!
That's fine.
That's
Well,
fine.
you don't know that though.
No, that's true. Do we trust these guys?
Yeah, for now.
Guess we gotta attack these monkeys.
I guess the monkeys attack first, yeah.
So are monkeys humans or animals?
These are apes. So these are just full apes.
Okay.
So this one is going to start charging up on his knuckles to the first guy he sees, which will be you. Fuck.
Oh man.
He's going to come at you and like two fists you, like boom, boom, one at a time. 12.
14.
This is it. And he's going to miss that one.
Fuck yeah.
So the ape comes over through the ground, leaving imprints with his fists as he runs over to Riynor. Boom! Comes down with two fists. The ground's kind of shake, but you're able to backstep at a time. After the first ape is Laxmope.
So I'm going to run to the middle because I only have about a 25-foot distance I can walk.
Which one are you?
I'm the Men in Black Part 2.
Guy.
Not that it's accurate to my character at all. And I am going to use Toll of the Dead on the ape that just charged the ranger.
Okay. And what's my DC?
13.
Natural 18. He succeeds.
Alright.
So you see him and you can describe your own attack. I get in the habit of just doing it off the cuff.
So I kind of just point at this creature, and some like dark energy circles around my hand, but then kind of dissipates.
So after he comes down with his fist against you, he comes back up like shakes it off. After him is you, Riynor.
If I decide to go stealth in front of him, will he get an opportunity of attack?
You typically need something to stealth behind. You can't just like
I can't just like
John Cena out.
Yeah. Well then, I'm just gonna go ahead and attack him with my 2-weapon fighting. I've got a short sword in my right hand and a dagger in my left.
Yep.
And let's do that. I got better. I'd say 13.
That hits.
Nice. And then for these,
So it's usually easier to just do both.
just do both. Okay.
Or, I'm sorry, to do one at a time.
One at a time.
Yeah,
All right.
that's how I like to
So
do it.
1d6 plus 3, and then 1d4 plus 3.
You roll for both.
Oh, we'll roll for both.
So that's
Okay.
yeah. So
So
now
that's-
you have to roll to hit with your offhand as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you did 9 with your short sword.
9 with the short sword. Alright, and then roll again. Fuck. That is a 2.
Yeah. So that one's
So
gonna miss.
miss.
So you jab up with your short sword, and you do the same thing with your dagger, but it's just a little too short to get to him, and he. Nah, I was real pissed at you, buddy. After Riynor is Kylian. Kylian.
Kylian, yes. That's gonna be.
Although Keylen isn't after him, so
16.
you didn't say what you were doing. What are you doing?
Oh, attacking the one that's attacking Ryan.
So which character?
With my bow.
He's
Now,
this guy over
now
here.
you roll.
Ah. What is it? Dex that I use for archery?
So actually, if
It
you
should
hit,
be.
It should be your dex. Are you proficient in bows?
Yeah.
So it's your dex modifier plus 2 because you're proficient to hit.
Technically, you're unarmed right now.
Well,
It's a free action
Yeah.
to arm and disarm.
okay,
yourself.
cool. Yeah. So
Speaking of
it's
free
plus.
action too, right?
So it's plus 5.
There you go.
Speaking is a free action. Convincing someone of something is different.
Okay.
So if you're trying to
So like I
intimidate
can
people-
ask the group a question before I attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
And you can answer out of turn and stuff.
yeah.
So it's plus 5.
Yes.
So wait until our turns
14.
around.
6 seconds.
Which one are you attacking? You said
The one by Ryan.
Yep, that hits.
Cool. You can describe it.
Well, you haven't.
You gotta roll
You
the
gotta roll the
damage.
Oh.
So it's
So this is your damage.
This one?
D6.
It's a 1d8 plus 3.
This
So
is
the
No,
diamond.
that's a d6.
The diamond one.
That one. Yep. 7 plus 3, so 10.
Nasty hit. You hit the 9, yeah. And if you guys want, I have a whole like table set up in Excel where I keep track of all their damage and their 20s and 1s and their in caps. If you guys
Player
want to-
stats.
Yeah, I'm a stat whore. It's
Oh, is that what you were doing the other day when I was talking to you on Steam? You said you were stat whoring.
yeah. I rewatch the streams and make sure I get all the numbers right.
Are all the streams rewatchable?
Yes.
Only for 2 weeks.
Okay.
I have all of the video on my computer,
Gotcha.
and as soon as I have a better computer, they'll have their own. Sorry if I'm taking too much space. They'll have their own.
You
highlights.
take all the space you need.
I'm trying not to.
Moves.
So boom,
Well, that way
two
it's
fists come
fucking
down and you
weird.
jump out of the way, stab it once, miss the second one. Dark energy comes out of your hands and he shakes it off before an arrow comes flying and hits the ape in the chest. And he's looking hurt pretty bad, but he's still kicking. Keylen.
Alright, I'm gonna come move up that way. That way, what is John's character's name?
RP it.
What is your name?
Laxmope.
Laxmope is out of my way.
You can just call me Lax.
I'm gonna call you Lax. And then I'm gonna cast an Eldritch Blast on the farthest one away. I would assume he's within 120 feet.
Yeah.
So.
Pretty safe bet for that.
So.
For a forest?
For a 30-foot
12
circle.
plus 4, so 16.
That hits.
Sweet. And then 1d10. Yes. A 6 for damage.
Keylen. That's her name.
Yes.
Actually, gonna make sure I write this perfectly clear. So that looks like Kylian. Keylen does 6 damage. So, do you want any particular color or array?
Blue.
Just one big blue
Yes.
orb smoking orb.
Make it the Kamehameha wave.
All
I
right.
could totally play Tribal Wars at my new job.
Do you have a staff of any kind, or are you?
Just quarterstaff.
Ooh. Okay, so that's another thing I'll have to go over later in spells.
It's only one-handed.
No, yeah, I know that. I just mean for spells. Almost all spells have a material component to them, so
Yeah.
you can get around that if you have an arcane focus that just negates items you use. You can start off with one if you want. It's not a big deal. The only thing they don't cover are materials that have a gold worth. So
That'll say components with an M, right?
Yes.
Material,
For material,
yeah. So spells
Yeah.
are can be V or S or M or all three. We'll go over that later.
Pinch of snoot suit. God damn it. Alright.
So
Well, no, I mean, none of my other spells.
now, do you actually like Kamehameha? Like
No, just
Ow.
one. Just one hand.
drench.
I can't. If you wish it, yes.
Well,
If
kinda.
not, just one open hand.
Either way is fine.
A one-handed Kamehameha wave.
Okay.
So
Future
the,
Gohan.
so the Gatling gun?
You gotta
Future
do,
Gohan.
you gotta do 2 backflips first.
That's true.
So your arcane energy of blue goes through the forest and poof, hits him, knocks him down. You think he might be down for an instant, but then he kind of shakes it off, gets back up, and it's now his turn.
Do we notice any more enemies in the shadows when a spell lights up the forest?
You cannot. It's
Okay.
not your turn.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'd have to make a perception check for your turn. Yeah. So I did say this was within 30 feet from there to there. So John, you wouldn't have made it either way. So he's going to get up to you since you just whacked him. Oh, man down.
They seem to like fighting the twins.
And so same thing with you.
Well,
Yeah.
I did blast him.
Would he have gone through my melee range? Or would he still be in there?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Alright.
He's going in and out.
So this would be your opportunity of attack
Mhm.
because he came within your range. So make one attack.
So that's a 20 to hit.
Unnatural action.
No, 16 plus 4.
Okay. Yeah, so that hits.
And then that's a 9 damage.
Laxmope.
Nice.
And what's your weapon?
Warhammer.
Oof. Okay. So this thing with like singed fur and skin is starting to charge up to you, and all of a sudden a huge warhammer comes out of the side of your vision, bang, hits him square in the chest, like you can hear the cracking of bones, and yeah, completely dislocated. The thing falls off your hammer, fucking dead.
Nice.
Don't worry, my spells don't do anything. It's a trick 'em.
So that actually takes him away. After him, Rikzu.
Okay. I'm gonna throw some darts at this guy.
Okay. Oh, you're that one. Okay, yeah, you're fine. You're in range.
Okay.
Range attack.
I rolled d20, right?
Yep.
Plus the dex. John, stop.
12.
That's
Minus
just what
one.
you needed.
Okay.
So you get a diggity dagger in there.
A dart.
Dart. Something, yeah. Go ahead and make your range check. I think a dart's 1d4.
Yeah. Plus 1, right?
I'm not sure. What is your...
It didn't load, but plus 2 piercing. Okay.
Okay, so 3 damage.
Yeah.
3, 4, 6. So you hear like out of right by your ear, and hits the ape right in the eye, and there's a dart sticking out of his eye now. And it's, fuck. He's looking bad. After Rikzu, Lok'Tar.
Is he within 30 feet of me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a rule for flanking? If I get behind him with the rogue in front of him?
Oh yeah.
If you are on the direct opposite side of another player, you have advantage.
Okay. So I'm gonna move over behind him.
Dang, your turtle moves.
What's your speed?
How is a turtle faster than me? Man, I got stubby
What's your
legs.
speed?
25?
I think you're just drunk.
That sounds like Laxmope.
I think they just play into the stereotype.
Oh jeez.
Alright, so while behind him, I'm just going to try to stab him through the back with my trident.
Stab him real
Okay,
good.
so advantage, 2 20 rolls, and you check whichever one's higher.
That is a 19.
Go for a 20.
And since I told you, but I'll clarify, I'm doing two-handed, so I get the versatile damage, which is 1d8
Did you
plus
roll both?
2.
Yeah, you rolled 2 at once.
Oh, you rolled 2.
Yeah, I got a 19 and a 4. I'm assuming the 19 hits.
Yeah.
So 1d8 plus 2.
19
That's a
total
hit.
modifiers.
So that is a 6. 2 damage.
So I can give you guys the choice. You guys, if I ask you how do you want to do this, you got the kill. So you can, if you have a particularly gruesome death in mind, or maybe an easy one, maybe you just pull the dagger out. That kills him. It's up to you. Or I can do it. Mine are equally gruesome.
I'll let you be gruesome.
With a trident. Oof. Oof. So, the fastest fucking turtle you guys have ever seen comes by with the trident. Starts. He's pretty like flippy with it.
Yeah, 12 dex.
Okay. Starts flipping his trident around. Shing! Aims for the face. Straight up into his skull. He gets one prong from the trident on the dart. The longer one, goes through both of his eyes. Stabs him through the back of his skull. You just see the trident ends poking through before he goes limp, and you can feel the weight. You pull out, and he just...
Okay, Aquaman.
Do I roll to see how much brain matter gets on the rogue's face?
Yes.
A lot.
I just say, sorry.
So, the battle is over for the moment. The forest seems calm.
Ugh. How long until I can
Damn
clean
dirty
myself
ape.
off? Ugh. Does someone know Prestidigitation? Just fucking clean me.
What about presents?
Do you have something for me?
I didn't
No.
think we had a president.
I like you, turtle.
Speak slow, attack fast.
Do everything real slow.
You're 7 strangers in the forest.
I'll have to learn
Just killed
prestidigitation
2 apes?
later.
Lok'Tar will look around and say, did anybody know them?
Oh! Can we loot the bodies?
Oh.
There you go. There's one.
Yeah.
Yes, you can make an investigation check.
Let's see. D20.
Yeah, plus your investigation.
Does me being proficient in investigation mean anything? I have a +4, plus I'm proficient in it.
Whatever your stat on there is.
So proficiency in your skills just means proficiency is.
It should have your proficiency bonus added in already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've got a +4.
Yeah. So your proficiency bonus is right here.
Yeah, it should be your
And
in
so
bonus
then-
plus your proficiency, right? For investigation.
So-
Right.
Yeah,
But
so-
D&D Beyond always updates everything, so you never need to worry about like, did my proficiency bonus get added to this? Is it
Gotcha.
not?
So it's just a +4.
Yeah. So
okay.
the reason that is because your intelligence is probably a 12 or 13.
14.
Fucked up, right? So you've got your +2 modifier, and
Gotcha.
then your proficiency gives you the extra 2. So that's why it's
Cool.
4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where didn't get to go?
So I got.
That's
Let's see, 12.
I'm just sitting back here, you know.
Everybody else creeps about like a dragon.
12. It is an ape. You find some remaining brain matter. You can pull out a tooth if you want.
Would I roll on the other one because I killed it, or is it just kind of like free
That's
for
what
all?
he's checking.
Oh.
You can check to maybe get a higher roll, or maybe there's something else, but
I feel like if Lok'Tar saw you check, he wouldn't think to check again. He
Yeah.
does have 8 intelligence.
So, one of the basic rules of the table is if a player does something, generally I might allow it to happen again. But the best way to do it is just one person checks, nothing there. That's the way it is. Because otherwise, it's hey, can I check? Nothing. Hey, can I check? Nothing. Hey, can I check? Well, now there's something. It's
Unless your character has some like deep-seated reason
No,
that they don't trust.
Can we use an investigation to see if there are any other apes lurking around?
That's perception.
Check. Okay, can we?
Yeah, I feel
so-
like Lok'Tar would do that as well. With
Yeah.
like
Perceive
survival
for-
instincts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to things like that, where you're looking around, you can ask your friends who are like, does anybody want to help me like look for anything, and then you can both make a perception check, or one of you can with advantage.
I would like to do that because I've also got a +6 in perception.
Do it.
So
you can do it with advantage, or you can both do it.
I'll let you go with advantage. I've only got a +3.
5 + 6, that's 11. Let's hope for the advantage. 10, so 16.
Okay, that'll do.
Yes.
Because
We have the secrets to the campaign.
Victory is ours.
there you go.
You gotta keep it.
It's locked in. Get your voice now.
Yeah, dude, you're kind of. Like,
You're going the right way for a smack bottom. Oh, fuck you!
Are you ready for the torture?
It's coming from a dragon.
Did you do that right? This is the Shrek 4D ride.
Where?
Universal.
In Universal.
I haven't been to Universal since I was like 12.
Pretty terrible.
It's awful, but it's I mean, I love the character.
We watched the History of the World video at work that one day.
Yes, that one too. So nice.
What am I perceiving?
Give me a second.
Okay.
Another battle.
3,000 more apes come charging at us. And then they morph into some Megazord ape figure.
Zord.
Steely Dan is coming.
Oh, I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and wipe the brain matter off of Reynor's face, please.
Okay, so you just start feeling this like hand like rubbing your face.
What would Mother think if she saw you like this?
Gosh, that's just a little weird over
Always been a dirty one.
So while you're just like wiping his face, you hear this like rustling in one of the bushes as this humanoid, rough orange hair and like a leather loincloth figure comes out with a
Feral Garfield.
with a heavy weapon behind him. It's basically a iron block with spikes on a stick coming out of it.
My dad.
Yeah. This is the best I have to represent. Boom. President Trump? So we're gonna we're gonna keep initiative rolls.
Sorry, Twitch.
So since I perceive him, can I go, hey, yo, people?
If you want.
I don't know yet. Let's got something else coming.
Here goes this one.
Check this shit.
So he comes out of the forest. Boom. What are you doing here?
Hi.
What?
So
what are you
Good enough. Just boom, boom, boom. Starts coming with his club and just woof. He's gonna come in and swing at you.
That's you, buddy.
I know.
Oh shit.
Oh man, Morty.
We need to come out with more episodes. Cool.
I thought they were gonna do a Christmas one. I think most of us did.
I just know season
And
4 is coming.
so sometimes I just take a minute to make sure I'm reading everything right because it's it can be pretty nasty. Ooh. Okay, you guys are lucky you weren't surprised.
Good roll. Good roll.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm
perceptive.
So, 19 on the first attack.
It does hit, but barely.
I'm sorry, did you say first attack? That does not bode well.
12 damage.
Alright. I'd like to use Wrath of the Storm. Can you make a DC 13 saving throw? Dex, sorry.
Oof, fails.
Fails. So I get to make a 2d8 roll for 8 damage.
Against me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's just sort of like on contact, you deal some damage back.
Right. So I'm imagining he probably hits me and then electricity courses through his weapon and kind of shocks him.
So on the first one. Freaking you! And he's just so pissed off. He comes back down with a second attack. For a natural 1. Does anybody have Discord on their whatever?
Nope. No.
I do.
Can I see it real quick?
Yeah.
I'm doing it tonight. I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna do
Just
it.
do it right now.
Oh, you have it?
Mid-battle.
Yeah.
Mid-battle disadvantage.
We're forced. You're the
I have 1 HP.
Do you have to put them all in the Discord?
You got smacked.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I think it's in...
Oh,
it's in the,
The other one.
No.
Which Discord should I join?
It's in my development thing. Okay, that's...
I had Discord on my other phone.
Fuck, that's okay. We'll RP it. We'll just go with it.
Oh, I think I'm already in it.
It's okay. You can't see what I need to see. So we're just going to go with it. So this time, the shock kind of took him out of it, and he's like a little blurry. He thinks you're still in front of him, so on the upswing, he comes up and gunk, smacks himself in the face. Some damage. I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna make this work somehow.
So, friggin' after him is you.
Awesome. Gosh, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Is that spell a reaction?
Yeah. Well, it's
so-
a feat. So anytime as a reaction, when I get hit, I can use that.
So you get 1 reaction per turn.
Mhm.
Is that you're trying again, so you now have that reaction back
okay.
if he hits you again.
So I am going to heal myself, which seems smart in this situation.
You have cure wounds?
I have cure wounds and healing word. So I'm gonna cure wounds because I get to touch myself.
touch me!
And that's an 11. So I'm pretty much back to full HP.
Damn. You get 8 plus.
Oh, 3.
Yeah.
Because my wisdom modifier. Excuse me.
Nice.
So, and then that's my turn because if I disengage, he's gonna get a hit at me. So I'm just gonna
you can still run if you want to try it. And that's 2 spells. I think clerics only have 2 to start.
So the one is a feature, and so as my domain, anytime I get hit.
Oh, okay. So it's not a spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very cool. After Lax, Riynor.
I can do 1 or 2 things, but I'm going to do the second thing instead. I'm going to move to the side of him.
You should have done the first thing.
I know. And
so if you are opposite of Lax, you will have advantage.
That's what I want. And so then how would my sneak attack go in? Would I do that first, or...
You weren't stealthed.
I wasn't stealth? Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, I should have gone stealth. Oh well. So I'm still going to do the short sword dagger, 2 weapon fighting. So
you get
for
2d20 on both.
Yeah. So here's the short sword. 3. Wow, that does not probably hit.
Advantage.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you. 15, 20 for the short sword.
Yep, that one will hit.
And for the dagger, 12 plus 5, so this was...
Wait, what was your... The first one was a
First one
natural
was
15?
Natural 15.
Plus
5.
Okay, you're fine.
And then that was a 12 plus 5. I'll try again for... See if we can get credit. Off the table.
Roll the table for 1.
13. So that definitely hits because that's also dice 5. What? I don't wanna. It's just,
Gone forever.
Exactly.
Gone forever. So both hit. So they're two separate attacks. So your ability your modifier goes to both of the damages.
Yeah.
So that's your D6 plus 3 and your D4 plus 3.
So D6 plus 3 is 4. D4 plus 3 is 5.
9 damage.
This gives me more bounce.
That's fine. I can put this more in the middle if we want. We can share.
So
That's fine right now.
taking advantage of the kerbobbled creature that just started to fucking attack you like a dick, you just run over and start stabbing the shit out of it. After Riynor, Kylian. And he's looking okay.
Okay. I'll take a bow shot on him.
Okay.
15.
15, you pull the arrow back, let your arrow fly, and it goes overhead, sticks in a tree in the back.
Really?
Keelan.
Alright, I'm going to move to this side of him. I know I don't get advantage. I'll go to this side.
Orgy party. Orgy party.
And then I'm going to use a first level spell slot and cast Burning Hands.
Okay. Do I make just one?
Touch him in the jump.
Yeah. Dex 12.
What? Nope. Fails.
Alright. So. Let's see. Do I have to roll to hit though, too? Or just.
No, I make a save. So you.
Cool.
The save only has the damage.
Okay. So now I 3d6. I'm going to steal some d6s here.
Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead and roll.
13. And I put my hands together, thumbs touching. That's what it says. And Burning Hands! It's a 15-foot cone. So they might get hit.
13-foot cone?
15-foot cone.
Fuck.
But I'm also right up next to him.
So
it
is
goes
it
15 feet out.
That's a large creature, right?
Yeah, so he takes up 10. And you're
hitting
in the
either
right
myself or...
So you'd be hitting him.
Well, if he's aiming at the center of the creature, because it's as far as it is wide, so if the creature is 10 feet long, the cone would be 10 feet wide. 15, 15.
It's 15 in front of him. It's not like on the center of the creature.
That's
if the
right.
square's right in front of him, so it'd be...
Yep, I'd be hit. That's me.
Good thing you healed.
So, I think... who's the other one? You? Yeah.
That's me? That's being hit?
Well,
you're just outside of it.
Yeah, I'm outside.
Oh, okay.
You're just
Because
outside.
this is a large creature, and you're on this square.
Gotcha.
Open square here.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so...
of course I wouldn't
make a
hurt
dex save.
myself.
A dex save, you say?
Yes.
How's a 3 do? Tell me.
So you take 13 damage.
Getting burned.
I take 13 damage?
Yeah.
Alright, I'd drop like a second time.
Oh no!
Whoops! Boom! I had to try my powerful spell.
So guys, the healer's down. That should be very interesting.
Do we have any healing potions?
No, we don't have.
We just started.
We all woke up in the middle of a forest.
Woo! We can.
Oh shit! R.I.P. After Keylen is Rikzu.
You
That's
just
awesome.
made it too.
Oh.
I am gonna attack with a quarter staff. I'm gonna.
How's he doing, by the way?
He's looking burnt, but he's okay.
Oh, jeez. I should have done the first thing.
Yeah, so I see him falling down in front of me.
Yeah. So you can use your action to medicine check. 10 or above, he's stable.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that because I don't know these people.
Yeah. So run up to him. Yeah. And roll a d20, add your medicine modifier.
Where is the medicine modifier? In the.
It should be in your skill set.
It should be on the first page.
+2, yeah.
6.
6. Now you're just unable to stop the burning.
The burning.
You're unable to put me out, okay? I'm still on fire.
There's too much beard in the way. You can't really get under it, and the smell is getting in your nose, and it fucking stinks. You're like, God, never mind.
Extra flammable from the alcohol.
I won't shower, so.
This will get rid of the stench.
Lok'Tar.
Surround him on all sides! Surround him on all sides!
I am gonna move up, but after seeing the cleric drop and the arrow miss, I think Lok'Tar would choose to grapple the creature so that he can't hit anyone else.
So you can make a athletics or acrobatics check.
That will be athletics, sir.
Good luck beating this one.
Ooh, that is a 13.
I rolled a 2.
Right, 9 plus 4.
I think it's safe to say this creature is not smart.
So, well, that's a strength check. So it's different. Yeah, she roll. So out of the back of the turtle just comes up, also faster than you've ever seen. It grabs
He
him.
just says, "Hit him! Hit him!"
After Lok'Tar, Randy.
Fun thing.
In Draconic, I'm gonna yell at the dragonborn, "Hit him!"
Don't use your breath weapon. Don't use breath weapon.
Use your breath weapon.
If you use your breath weapon,
I was going to do that.
No!
And the party wipes.
Don't listen to him. Do whatever you want.
Do it. Do it.
Wait, how far away is he from me?
I'd say about 20 feet.
Fuck, I'm in the way too.
problem is he gets an advantage roll on me.
For flavor, I like to say that I'm grappling him with my trident, like up over him and holding him back, so his arms are restrained down as well.
Okay, that'll work.
Are you
breath
like
is
up on your
15.
hind legs there?
I'm 5'10".
He's always
I think it's
walking
a
on his
combo.
legs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, can we do that with that guy?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, so
Let's do
Terrifying.
yeah, if you move up a little bit, you can.
Teenage
you
Mutant
can just
Ninja
tag it with your
Turtles!
breath.
Teenage 5-foot fighter turtle.
Stay where
How old are you?
You're 20 feet away,
19.
15 foot range.
Or 18. But turtles reach maturity at 13, so it's like a 30.
Ready to fuck.
They don't
Sorry,
procreate
Twitch.
until they're about to die.
Oh, but still, ready.
Alright.
Is it because they die
one,
when
right?
they?
No, that's your 12.
No,
I thought it was gonna be a
They
whole
just
like
sneak up.
Futurama thing.
turtles are big on adventure and wanderlust, so they just don't settle down.
Is that why you chose him?
It's not.
Your
I
oldest
picked him
blast
because
is
he was a
like,
turtle, and then the more I read it, the more I was like, this is perfect.
Birds in the trees. Squawk!
What'd you try to do?
Eldritch Blast. Roll 5.
Oh boy.
You're doing great.
After Randy, it is that guy's turn again. DJ, make a athletics or acrobatics.
That would just be my roll plus my athletics, right? Not my strength or anything. So that was a 9 athletics.
Oh yeah, he won't beat you. So he doesn't break your weapon, so that's too much. But he like gets it off of him and throws it back behind him. But that is his turn.
I don't like him on his legs.
That is haunting! Holy shit! that is his turn. So make your first death save.
Oh,
10 or above is a success.
Oh no!
I got a 3.
Oh no!
So 1 failure.
I'll keep track. Go.
Wait, is he out? If he loses the tutorial, is he out for like?
For sure.
We'll find out.
Laxmope simple
I would think
I would say just built it.
I would say.
I'm gonna go ahead and just attack him again with my dagger and short sword.
Okay.
So, for the dagger, or for the short sword,
You do not have advantage anymore.
No. 17 to hit.
He's not
Barely.
even
For the short
distracted
sword,
by my corpse.
And for the dagger, 19.
Yep, 2 hits.
Sweet. So then the d6. 5 plus 3. Fucking 8.
Simple math.
Plus
This
your
is gonna be a
hard
long
damn
game.
Dagger is 4 plus 3.
17.
Yep, 7 plus 8.
You know what the worst part was? I couldn't have even shocked the guy that killed me.
The only bit you could have gotten back, like, or at least I gave him what I could. So just like almost surgically cutting this guy on his
Back.
His back. Yeah, shoving it up his butt like.
1,000 years of death. Stop.
Kylian.
All right, I'm gonna do the arrow. I'm gonna notch my arrow.
Take another shot.
Oh, 11.
This one hits the dirt.
Right in front of me, so thank you.
So behind you, you just see this guy just like letting arrows all over the place, everywhere except where they're supposed to go.
Lok'Tar's gonna look over the back of the creature and say, "Shoot better."
Over there.
All right. I'm gonna
Burning hands again.
Burning hands again.
No, I
What
can't.
if two?
I used a spell. Do I have to move to help stabilize him?
Yeah, you have to like,
Okay.
you have to touch him.
I'm gonna move over here. I'm gonna try and stabilize him.
Yeah,
So,
touch him real
medicine.
good.
D20.
Medicine check.
4 + 4, 8.
Woo! I'm gonna die.
I tried.
So you and the monk are just like
I feel bad.
slapping each other's hands and down the way.
Let me. Seeing that I've severely burnt him without necessarily meaning, I'm shit. And in my frustration, 8.
You just hear a lot of like.
Crispy pits falling off.
Yeah, like liquid sloshing around in his stomach, like.
We need to get him stabilized.
After Keylen's Rikzu.
So I'm going to step away from like slapping him, and then I'm gonna wait because I can't throw darts within like us like too close a range, right?
You can. Darts, I think, are 20 to 60.
Right. You just
Okay,
can't throw it in a 5, like someone right in front of you, or else they'd get advantage.
Yeah, you can, but there's disadvantage.
Right.
I mean,
You could like move around the circle and have
Well,
another shot.
Technically, he's down. So, well, physically he's down. So there's no one in the way of that.
Yeah.
In that slide.
Yeah, so that's another thing is cover. So the basic rule is if there's 3 people, you guys or other in front of you, the enemy has 3/4 cover, which gives them some extra AC. But right now, one person's down in front of you. You have a clear shot. You're just not that distance away yet. For the dagger.
yeah. And what do I do
That
with
phone
this?
has an insanely good camera. Like the stream looks great.
Oh, 7.
Taylor Walters is watching across the street.
Yeah, he was like, save the cleric.
Taylor, just come over.
What are you doing, Jake?
We're not gonna save him.
I'm throwing the dart at him.
Oh, okay. Did you roll? I missed it.
He hasn't rolled yet.
What do I add to it?
Your dexterity plus your
2.
Oh, okay.
All together?
Wait, what?
He rolled a 3.
Oh, 5 altogether.
Oh, so the monk. So he's just like, you guys are just slapping hands, and then he just backs off. He's like, fuck it, throws the dagger. Lok'Tar.
How's the creature looking?
You guys didn't touch him this turn.
I did.
You did, but
So he's still just smoldering a
he
little
got some
bit.
stabbing, but he's just.
And the cleric's looking real bad.
Cleric's looking real bad. He's.
The cleric doesn't bad. What do you mean the cleric's looking real bad? He dropped it, it's on fire!
Oh, bad!
Lok'Tar's not the brightest.
I think he's okay.
He doesn't look good.
After seeing the 2 failed stabilize attempts and seeing the 2 creatures attacking the enemy, I think Lok'Tar is going to attempt to stabilize the cleric.
So, just because I don't feel like this is going to go well, you can give someone else, you can use the help action, so you can give somebody else the... Okay. Yeah.
I'm
So
proficient.
You can
medicine.
touch someone, yeah, but you can touch one of your friends, Giggity, and give them advantage, and then they can have 2 chances to not fail at saving your friend. So you can try the medicine check.
But isn't he the only one that's in range of me that I could physically touch? And he's the farthest away.
Well, yeah.
I mean, technically,
So
if your fingers to scale, you can touch literally anyone you want.
Alright.
You can walk around the creature and get to Kyle, to Keylen.
Lok'Tar's just gonna jab him with the
to
trident.
me.
But
He's just gonna hit him with the trident.
okay, hit him with tries if you fucking can.
14 plus 4 is 18.
Hits.
1d two-handed. So where's my d8?
That one.
4.
Four
Oh wait,
plus-
nope. Time out. I get to re-roll 1 and 2s.
Because you're you do.
Nice.
So that is
You
4.
you get to re-roll it again.
That's just one.
Oh.
So 4 damage.
I
You're
get to
what?
re-roll.
Fighter. Great weapon.
Yep, okay.
Randy.
Okay.
Use the
Swear to
voice.
God,
So I picture
Randy.
that he goes to jab
You
him
breathe
and
fire.
just glances low.
If you kill us all.
Do it, Randy. Become the greatest savior of the world.
Like the party.
He's accidentally
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna walk closer first.
Yeah, whatever. Then was it 2d6?
Yeah. What are you doing? Breath.
Miss.
So I have to make a dex.
They're gonna hit all of us.
So.
Wait, can I position myself so I don't kill the down dude?
Well, hitting him now is not gonna do it.
Hitting me now will kill me. Because if
So-
you're down, you critically
his,
fail.
his fire breath is not a cone. It's just a.
Oh, good.
Oh,
it's
what?
yeah, it's like a spell. Yeah.
Aces. Go for it, Mahoney.
Yeah, do it.
So does he get advantage from me, or is that only with melee attacks for flanking?
Well, and technically
He's
from
not-
that space, he's not
Yeah,
right up
he's
next
not
to me
within
either.
the space, and I already rolled. So roll 2d6.
This one, right?
2.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Monopoly
A
die.
D6 is a regular dice.
Oh.
That's a 5.
So Riynor comes up and starts stabbing the shit out of the guy. You guys are just flailing with your hands. Another arrow hits the dirt. Your cleric is like,
It's got stars around his
death.
Yeah.
You know he's shaking his head. Like, God.
is this how I die?
Why are you so close?
Lok'Tar is stabbing the shit out of him. Randy goes, and so he just goes, Ferg. You! Woof! Comes up with the Morning Star.
Wait, who's he going against? Lok'Tar?
Lok'Tar.
Okay.
21 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
Dang
It's
it,
my
just-
17.
Just barely, though, right?
Yeah. By 4.
11 damage.
And I am down.
Boom! He goes down. He can't get off his back. Time for some turtle soup? He turns and looks at you.
Second.
That was a shell of a hit.
Unnatural 20 to hit. And he
MPI.
hits you.
Wait, you said unnatural.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you got a 20, but it
Gotcha,
wasn't
gotcha.
at 20. Fuck.
I did a
Yeah,
four.
that definitely hits.
So,
19
all I gotta
damage.
I'm down. You're fucking
How
dead.
much health do you have?
10?
I had the most at 13.
You almost got deleted. I just hope you know that.
Damn. Alright, you guys gotta be doing better.
So he goes, I'm trying!
Yeah, I'm down.
Lax, make your second.
Oh,
Is it a 1?
yes, I'm dead.
Oh my god.
So, you two failing to save him. You pull the wrong heartstring.
So I just deleted it.
You
right?
hear the blood.
I wouldn't.
Well,
know.
okay, you're
Just
down.
jump
So
on it.
next to you, you look over, and he takes his last gurgle breath. Well, he did.
You can't die in the tutorial.
I'm pretty sure I just did.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him again with
This is how Kriv cleans up the characters she doesn't like.
How dare you create the character?
I'll be the janitor.
Is that a 1?
No, it's an
No.
8.
Plus 5?
Yeah.
No. That
No?
one misses.
Alright, roll
Trying the
dagger.
dagger.
3 of us died.
Yeah.
11. +5, so
My touch is rolling around on his back.
16.
Seeing your own brother almost go get fucking raped. You're just too nervous, and both of your attacks just whiff.
He's got a 17 save.
Kylian.
He's got like 17.
The unlikely hero.
He's got like 17 AC.
What are you doing? You didn't tell me what you're doing.
Good. Well, good.
I would try and get someone up, or...
Are you a ranged person?
Yeah.
Start running away.
Honestly, that might be the option.
Well, does this have any impact on the
reset.
storyline, or are we just...
No.
No,
This
okay.
is episode 0. This is
Episode
where trial and error.
And error we did.
Yeah, just so you guys know, this fight is way out of your caliber.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so he's trying to kill us anyway.
We're stress testing the servers.
I wanted to see how it would go. Not well.
Do we need a CR0?
Alright, I'll go for the arrow again then. If we're all gonna die anyway.
We don't.
Be a hero.
One of us does.
Oh, fantastic.
Is it a 1?
No,
No.
it's not.
Six.
It's a 9.
So this hero...
This is the same way I started last time.
You Robin Hood your other arrow, but it's in the tree. Keylen, death save.
16.
You have 1 success.
Hey,
Rikzu, you're
that's
still
more
up.
than I got.
If he was not about to see that 5, dude, I just would have walked out the door. Dead and
So
can't get high fives.
I'm gonna medicine check.
Lok'Tar.
Lok'Tar. 19.
19,
Two,
okay.
yeah.
So he is able
I'll
to
let you describe it.
get your turtle shell together and sort of apply pressure where it needs to be and kind of lets go and the bleeding stops. You're stable, you're not up. You're not up, you're stable. So when the fight's over...
Now I'm stuck on my back.
Yeah. And you're stable, so you do not have to make a death save. Randy. I'm just gonna run away. I'm running away.
You can stabilize me!
No way, I'm running. Screw these guys, I'm running. Get the fuck out of there.
Like, move your dude out.
You just run. You were a distance enough away to use your breath weapon. You can throw an Eldritch Blast, I mean... No way, screw that, I'm running. The dragon just fucking leaves.
Oh my god.
And so he's like oozing blood and he's dripping and he just turns around and looks at you.
Of course he does. Hello.
Good day. Comes down. God, if this natural 20 is 10 on the first one.
Yeah, DJ. I would if I could.
20.
Fuck!
God fucking
Wait,
damn.
why did he have advantage there?
He didn't.
He doesn't.
He's
He has
2 attacks.
Oh, he has 2 attacks.
Oh god, that's a lot of dice.
I can't dodge or anything, can I?
You're a rogue. Do you uncanny dodge? Oh no,
Not
you
yet.
don't get that yet.
Not yet, not till like level 2. How much?
Lots of
What's the
ones.
damage, Doc?
Lots of
What's
ones.
the damage?
Tell us! 19.
Fuck. Yeah, I have 9 health.
That's double. You're
Turns
fucked.
around.
You're dead.
You've not?
He's
Oh,
dead.
Yeah, so
He's dead.
So, with whatever's left of your breath, you look over, you see your brother get morning star down the center. Pretty much his arms just like, each with the weapons in their hands.
It's
just
just a flesh wound.
off to the sides. Wow, shit. Somebody left?
Me.
Just you 2 over there.
And Jake, right?
Jake's up, yeah?
Oh my god.
Turns around. Is actually, he's just gonna like kick everybody out of the way and just stand in front of you and look down. Lax, you're dead. Riynor, make your first death save.
Oh, he's dead.
I'm dead.
Oh, you're right. You are dead.
18.
Kylian,
Wait, wait, is he...
it's your turn.
Just turn to face him.
Sure, I'll try again. We're gonna keep going.
Be the hero, Kern, please, God. I mean, you're not gonna be much of a hero. But...
Yeah! 10.
That doesn't hit!
I'll
I'll make my death save.
You double Robin Hood your arrow. but it's in the tree.
I'll take it.
Keelan.
This is target practice, I swear.
17!
Alright, you have 2, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's 2 successes.
Rikzu.
Bitch.
D&D is real, man. It's real.
I've never died before.
Quarterstaff, like straight to the face.
There you go.
Natural 20.
So you have, what's your quarter staff? 1d8 because it's versatile for you?
It's 1d6, I think. Or, yeah.
So you can...
Plus 2.
So you can roll 2d6 if you want, or you can just roll 1d6 and double it, and then add your modifier. Okay, so 2 plus your modifier once.
Okay.
So you just double that.
Oh!
6.
Max
12.
What's your modifier? Nice.
Nice.
Be the hero, Jake.
We needed that.
How do you want to do this?
Yay! Except I'm fucking dead.
Wait, did that kill him?
Yes.
That was enough to kill. He had 4 health left.
Oh my god.
That whole time.
Well, you guys kept trying to stabilize him, and I was like, uh-oh.
I'm the only one trying to kill him.
Uh-oh.
I was trying, I just wasn't succeeding.
It's failures.
So I would have probably killed him if I hit that last couple times.
Well, any of us could
A
have.
number of you would have
Randy
killed
could.
him.
Randy's a bitch.
He 100% could have killed him.
God damn it.
Or actually, no, because you only used your breath weapon once, so there was a chance he might have still missed.
I loot the body.
Well, how'd you kill him?
Wait, how do I kill him?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Describe
You
it.
got the final.
I have to describe it?
Well, Kriv can if you want him to.
Oh.
Quarterstaff right to the back of the throat.
I was thinking just like swiping at the neck, you know?
He taps his kneecap.
Alright.
Slaps to the neck.
Turns to stone. Breaks.
Throat.
So after he steps up to you, you're like, fuck this bitch. Like you throw your staff outward and let it slide down your hands to right here. Wham! And you crack him right in the neck, and you can hear the bones and arteries just fucking whatever arteries make a sound of when they pop and break and bust. His neck bone snaps and he hits the ground with a forte. And you can save Kyle.
Wait, are you dead too?
I'm
You're just stable.
Yes, you have 1 HP at this
I'm
point.
1
so.
HP and I'm prone, right?
Yeah,
Or-
but yeah, prone is if you're not prone, it's half your movement speed to stand up.
Not
But-
your action, just half your movement. Just half your movement, or is it your
Yeah, but
action as well?
Battle is over, so no,
Okay.
in battle it's only half your movement.
Okay, cool.
So you guys can start stabilizing each other, or Kyle can die.
14 plus 2, 16.
Okay, so you're stable and you're up.
Since Lok'Tar is not very bright, he's gonna go over to the cleric and keep trying to stabilize him with medicine.
So
We
you're
go.
dead, and you're dead.
Yep.
And you left.
So
He's
I'm
gone.
I'm at 1 HP.
And you're good. So everybody that can be up is up then.
Yep.
Yeah.
1 HP.
Okay. Did you? If you didn't loot the body, I'll loot the body.
I heard him say he did.
He's dead though.
Yeah, Jake did want to loot the body.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What'd you get? What do you get?
Investigation.
What do you roll?
Investigation. Your D20.
11. That's 13.
Are you with my body?
I'm not.
So you have his massive morning star and 10,000 gold.
10,000?
Does he get to go into the game with that?
No, otherwise they're both dead.
Yeah. If we all lived, would we have gone into the game
No,
with that?
I'm just joking. No. Welcome to D&D. Yeah, it's all fun and games until you roll that first death failure, and then you start getting a little sweaty.
What level was that guy?
So there aren't levels.
Okay.
There's XP difficulties. Yeah. So he was on the max end of what you guys would possibly be able to. Like you guys almost had him. If you had just kept smacking him after John went down, you probably would have had him and been okay. Maybe.
We could have stabilized him afterwards. There's
Yeah.
fucking 7 of us here, guys.
You
Just
don't know.
keep smacking him.
You don't know when that one's coming.
Death throw.
That was the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have had one more round had I not rolling the 1.
Yeah.
If you roll
Yeah,
a 1 on a
yeah.
death saving throw, you get rid of 2 markers.
I would have too if
So
you
then
didn't
can I
roll
come
a
back
nat
and
20
they're
and
dead?
hit me. Double my fucking
If they
HP.
carry him off, yeah.
Yeah, no, now imagine this. You get hit for 12 damage. And you're like, man, that's a lot. So then you heal yourself for 11. And then somebody comes up and is like, hey, how about I deal you 12 damage?
That's funny.
Yeah. Welcome to friendly fire, literally. And that's our 2 hours.
I have a 15.
Ooh.
15-foot cone.
Sorry, I suggested this time.
That's not a bad time.
No, but we need more than when we're doing story. We need more than 2 hours.
Especially, well, if you guys come like at 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Crib works till 7 on
Fuck crib.
That
You
sounds.
don't need me.
That sounds like a crib
Oh,
problem.
Matt's doing. Matt said he was doing some Sundays. Maybe he can close for you some Sunday.
I could go in early on Sundays. Yeah, I could work.
He has the most flexible schedule ever.
So, Sundays are great. I'm hearing that, loving it. But I can't be here until 7.
Okay, so
So fuck
what about
John.
Saturdays?
Good thing he's dead.
Saturdays are fun, yeah.
Okay,
He's dead, who cares?
so how does everybody feel since we're not in football season right now? Yay sports. About Saturday nights.
That's fine.
I can do pretty much all Saturday.
I'm fucked in February, but
I mean, there'll be weekends where we all can't be here, and we'll just.
Or we
he
do
makes
this
up.
literally
he makes
every
up-
weekend in February except 1.
Did you guys want me to keep track of stats?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but not for the tutorial, but yeah.
Oh, they're gonna be there.
Are we doing this every week or every
No.
Crib's one request was not weekly.
Okay, that's fine.
Once a month is about all I can do.
Okay.
These were yours.
Yeah, it
Yes.
works
That means we can get about 5 or 6 sessions in before I move.
Okay, so then so
Just enough to kill you.
don't ever move.
That's too real. You can't say that again.
I can Skype in.
What a stream!
So, Chris got.
Damn it,
Fantastic
Joe.
work. Charlie got trashed